get down with you. On tonight. It's Sunday night, and yeah, I know how we do it on Sundays. We talking boxing, man. I gotta do it like this because right now some connectivity issues on this side. So until I can get Verizon out here in timely fashion to get me together, this is how I'm gonna have to do some of my live streams, man. I'm not gonna be able to do it on the mic because I'll be popping in and popping out. Even on this stream, it may be even a little bit of problems. I'm not sure, man. But it is what it is, and the show must go on. So I probably won't be on here long, but I do want to get on here and talk to some of the fam. What's going on? Renee Box Young, shout out from Mexico. Shout out from the DMV, family. Shout out from the DMV, man. Shout out to everybody, man. You know what I mean? We know we got a long work week ahead of us, man. So before we get into the work week and get into the hustle and the grind, let us please talk about some boxing. Alex Cartier, what's up, fam? Good to see you. Good to see you too, man. Yo, man, we had an interesting weekend this weekend, man. A lot to talk about. You got to see Adrian Granado's fight. That's one of the fights that, unfortunately, I did not get a chance to talk about as much as I like to over the weekend. And, you know, for those who missed the fight and for those who saw it, y'all seen Danny Garcia basically destroy Adrian Granados. I repeat, destroy Adrian Granados, knocking him down 3 times, beating him with ease, making it look easy work. You know what I'm saying? You know, I remember when we were talking about that fight here on the channel, a lot of people was like, yo, I got Adrian Granados winning that fight. And I was like, what are y'all talking about, bro? Adrian Granados is, in my opinion, a fighter that's full of heart. A lot of heart, no doubt about it. But he's limited as a fighter. You know, the thing is, I tried to tell everybody, what's up, Brown Brothers Boxing? What's up with you, homie? What's going on? I tried to tell everybody, you know what I mean? Adrian Granados, in order for you to beat Danny Garcia, you have to knock his rhythm off. Hit the like button for me as y'all come on in, man. You have to knock his rhythm off, meaning that in most cases that Danny Garcia has ever had problems, he's faced an opponent that's either boxed first and became aggressive in the second half of the fight, or vice versa, such as like your Mauricio Herreras, your Lamont Petersons. These fighters, they boxed first and then switched it up in the second half, and it throws the rhythm and it throws the timing of Danny Garcia off. Or, you know, either way, like what Keith One Time Thurman did. He started off aggressive, then proceeded to box against Danny Garcia. Showtime Sean Porter, same thing. You know what I'm saying? And in Adrian Granados' case, he doesn't have the tools to properly do that. You know what I mean? Not to mention the firepower. He attempted to box Danny Garcia earlier on in that fight, trying to keep space between him and Danny, trying to put Danny on the opposite end of a jab and keep moving, but it didn't look natural and it didn't look right for Adrian Granados. You know what I mean? Danny Garcia can be outboxed, word of the day. I agree with you 100%. But in Adrian Granados' case, he just does not have the proper tools, in my opinion, to execute it the right way. Not to mention not having the firepower. You know what I'm saying? So Danny was able to just kind of get up under his jab, stand on his punches, and start to lay a lot of leather and knock Adrian Granados all around the damn ring. You know what I mean? Now, Adrian Granados, after being knocked down several, and no power, absolutely, no power, no pop. So he couldn't, it just didn't look natural to him, man, trying to outbox Danny Garcia. But after he got knocked down a couple times, he tried to come to his senses, and he tried to put his head in Danny Garcia's chest, and he tried to go a little more aggressive, but it was well too late. The fight had already been beat out of him. He didn't have nearly enough firepower, nearly enough gas in the tank, and at that point, his punch resistance was way too low, and it was a wrap for Adrian Granados. You know what I mean? So Danny Garcia beats this man and beats him with ease. But with Danny Garcia, we will talk about the title of this particular live stream tonight, fight fans. Steven Styles, what's up, family? What's going on? And that is, now that Danny Garcia has gotten this win over Adrian Granados, now I look at all of the welterweights today. Showtime Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Keith One Time Thurman have all had first quarter fights. They've all had first quarter fights. We've seen Thurman and Lopez. We've seen Porter and Ugas. We've seen Garcia and Granados. You know what I mean? We've seen Earl Spence and Mikey Garcia. Now, they all got their first quarter fights out the way. So the question now is, who in the hell wants turns Bud Crawford? Turns Bud Crawford making easy work of Amir Quitter Khan last night. You know what I mean? So the question now remains, who wants turns Bud Crawford? Because the excuses of not having a belt, the excuses of not beating nobody at the weight class, All of them are gone, bruh. They're all gone. Crawford versus Porter or Danny next. Now, I remember listening to Danny in his post-fight interview, and what Danny said was, Lewis Coleman in the building. What's up, homie? What Danny said was, he'll take on all of them. Of course, not really mentioning no one in specific. It seems like his eyes lit up like a deer in the headlights when they mentioned Manny Pacquiao. But outside of Manny Pacquiao, it seems like he was like, hey, man, if I got to get the rematches with Thurman and Porter, bring them on. I'll even take on Errol Spence Jr. Bring them on. You know what I'm saying? So the question is, though, he didn't mention Terrence Bud Crawford, of course. When someone brought it to Danny, like, yo, Danny, I don't know if you've seen the fight tonight, but Crawford just got rid of and just stopped, basically, Amir Khan in the 6th round. No answer. You know what I'm saying? No answer whatsoever. No answer. Lewis Coleman says if Earl uses his jab for Danny, he can win. But if Earl thinks he is the boogeyman and tries to knock Danny out, Earl gets knocked out. Yo, man, you know, I got questions about Earl right now, man. My deal is this, man, because look, all of these dudes has gotten their first quarter fights out the way. I don't want to hear nothing about no Adrian Granat, no Sergey Lipinets. I don't want to hear anything about even my main man, and I got much love for Omar Figueroa. I don't even want to hear Omar right now. I need to be hearing these dudes mixing it up with each other. And I want to know who wants Crawford. That's what I need to know right now. You know what I mean? Steven Styles says Amir hadn't fought but 12 rounds in the last 3 years, and Amir appeared scared to death. Scared to death, bro. No doubt about it. Gillian says, I don't see PBC fighters will fight Bud, man. I think Bud should fight Brook next. And if he don't get the Spence fight, that makes a lot of sense, Gillian. I agree with you 100%. We seen Kell Brook at ringside. That makes a whole lot of sense in my opinion. But the thing is, man, when it comes to the other champions, these excuses about call Al and call Bob and all of this, I don't want to hear it no more, bro. I don't want to hear it no more, man. Let me tell you something like this that a lot of people ain't gonna mention. Terrence Bud Crawford resume is starting to size up with the rest of the welterweights. I look at the people that he's already beat. He's beat Jeff Horn, world champion, guy who just came off beating a legend. He beat Benavidez. Benavidez is a solid welterweight with a lot of length. Yeah, he was shot in the leg, but he's a solid welterweight and a solid name. And where Terrence Crawford's resume is starting to look a little good at welterweight. What are they gonna say? Boxing fan said Amir's done now. He should retire. Lost the speed in his feet. Absolutely. I told y'all to expect that. Just seeing there. Alec Cartier says, y'all see Crawford called Amir for quitting at the post-press conference. Yeah, man, I seen that, man. That was some crazy shit. He tried to call him a liar. Said, you quit, bro. You quit. Hit the like button for me, everybody. Let's slide through. But the thing is this, though, man. Who the fuck wants Terrence Crawford, man? We'd agree. What's up, homie? And I need to know this for sure, man. Because, look, man, when it comes to Errol Spence Jr., the fight that we all say that we want to see Terrence Bud Crawford fight, everybody says, well, Errol Spence Jr. is his own boss. He's a promoter. He do what the fuck he want to do. He moves how he wants. And this they will find Bob Arum right there in the middle of the ring. Terrence Bud Crawford, who calls out nobody, called out Errol Spence Jr. not only in the post-fight interview, but also in the post-fight press conference. Somebody got to step to Bud Crawford and stop this momentum. Like I told y'all, his last 3 victories, truth be told, it can be argued that they're better than Errol Spence's last 3 victories. Errol Spence's last 3 victories were Mikey Garcia, Ocampo, and Lamont Peterson. Would you say that those 3 are better than Benavidez, Jeff Horn, and Amir Khan? That's an honest question to ask, man. Nobody can't start using this shit about he ain't fought nobody, homie. Light lit up. What's up, homies? Khan will gun for Brook now. I hope Brook gets Bud and shifts it on Khan. I hope Brook gets Bud too. I don't mean, my thing is I think Brook easily dusts Khan at this point. Khan can't take a punch, son. If you can't take a punch, you can't do nothing in the game. Easy work. I mean, Brook gonna dust him, son. He may don't even want to face that. He gonna try to drain him. That's the only way he'll face him. That's the only way. Light It Up says no more excuses for Spence and PBC. Make that fight. No more excuses, bruh. There's no more excuses. Hey, Terrence Crawford looked solid last night, man. I'm down to see what the pay-per-view numbers are going to look like. I'm hoping that they're in the good because then no one will have no excuse why they don't want to fight him. Because then also he'll be a pay-per-view attraction. Bruh, somebody got to step to Terrence Crawford. Someone has to step to Terrence Crawford, man. My thing is, if Sean Porter's going to face Errol Spence, okay, cool. If I don't know who Keith Thurman's going to fight. They said Manny Pacquiao at one time. We don't know that for sure. But if he ain't fighting nobody worth mentioning, there you go. Same way with Danny Garcia, man. Danny Garcia has been offered a fight with Terrence Bud. If you don't got nothing better on the horizon that's going to give you a bigger payday, a chance at a world championship fight, make it happen. Us fight fans need to stop using Al Heyman as an excuse. I'm not going to keep doing it no more, bruh. I'm not going to keep doing it. Al Heyman is a advisor. He works for the fighter, allegedly. But it seems to me that people like, yo, Crawford in a slave deal, he got to do what Bob and ESPN tell him to do. It seems like the only fighters that have to do what they're told are the PBC fighters. And they're not going to keep using this excuse to get around Crawford. Either you are a boss and you move how you want to move, or you don't. Simple. 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 Khan not only can't take a good shot, the lost whatever fighting spirit he had left. Yeah, he just in it for checks at this point, Bushido Boxing. He's just in it for checks. Light Lit Up says Brook had 2 losses, 2 glass eyes. But at the end of the day, I still think he dusts Khan. Even Brook's eyes will hold up against Amir Khan's punches. Khan can't take a punch. And the one thing that we know Kell Brook can do is give you a good punch. Last of a Dime Breeze says, bro, PBC sent over Collazo, so that other side of the street shit is excuses. Collazo the face turns Bud Crawford, but you can't send over Earl, you can't send over Sean, you can't send over Danny, none of them. None of them. There's no more excuses at this point why any of these dudes shouldn't be fighting. When Bob Arum is saying that he is welcoming these fights. The thing is this, though, I'm not stupid, and I wasn't born last night, so I'm fully aware on how boxing polish shit go. You know what I'm saying? And that is, whenever a lot of times when they ask a fighter to come in, you know, let's do a co-network, co-promotion or whatever it was, most of the time they want to lure the fighters into a 4-fight, you know, 5-fight deal. But I'm hearing Bob Arum, when I'm hearing people say we can do a one-off fight, we can do a co-promotion, it don't have to be on this, it don't have to be on that, that's when it starts to make me wonder. It's just like when Eddie Hearn told Mayweather Promotions, like, yo, okay, fine, look, send Tank on over to face Tevin Farmer, and we can just do a one-off fight. When I hear these type talks, I'm like, okay, what's the problem is at this point? No one's talking about a 3, 4, 5-fight deal. No one is talking about having options on your fighters. If this is not the case, Slim, it's no excuses. Boxing fan says Crawford should manage his own career. Do not sign up to any promotional company and make the fights you want. My deal is, this is they're asking for the fights though, boxing fan. Crawford is literally sitting back saying, look, man, I want Earl Spence. I want Danny Garcia. Bob is saying we can make it happen. Bob is sending over offers. He contacted Angel Garcia because he says Al Heyman won't answer the phone. He's contacted Earl Spence's people. They even had the face-to-face in front of all of the cameras. I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want? It's not like they're not. Now, I know how people may feel. Bob is a liar. Bob is a liar, man. He does lie. Don't get me wrong. I'm fully aware of that. And I don't believe. But when I'm seeing this man to the public telling you what they want to do, it's hard not to. What's up with you, homie? What's up with you? Hit that like button, man. Like my man Thompson say. Much love, family. I truly believe Crawford will outbox Spence and win a decision. It's close, man. It's close, man. It's a real close situation right now, bruh. It's a real close situation. But I'm going to tell you like this, man. If only way that those fighters, to me, can provide any sort of cover whatsoever is if they fighting each other. If they're fighting, if Sean Porter is fighting Earl Spence Jr. like we hope, granted. If Keith Thurman rematches Danny Garcia or he's facing the Manny Pacquiao, granted. But if I hear any of them dudes speak on a Sergey Lipinets, speak on a Omar Figueroa or something similar to that, if I hear any of that type talk, we riding, fam. We riding. We not going for this. We are not going to let them shut Bud out when Bud ain't doing nothing but winning. You know what I'm talking about? Karan Bread, what's up, fam? No long time no see. He says, if Khan and Mikey fight at 147 months from today, who wins? Khan and Mikey? Maybe Mikey, bro. But Khan can't take a punch. The worst thing in boxing is to not be able to take a punch. That is the worst thing in boxing because you can be tremendously skilled. You can have the greatest skill set known to man. But the second you get punched, the fight is over. That is the worst thing to have. And I just do believe that through the years, all the wars that Khan has been through, it's just he can't take a punch. And you can't train that. So I believe anybody at this point would be Khan, bro. He only came back because he was rebuilding after Canelo and British boxing is at a high. I mean, I think Khan honestly tried to just, you know, the worst thing a boxer can do is get out of boxing and say, what if? So Khan was just trying to do that what if. Let me see. I got an opportunity to take a shot at the top, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I got an opportunity to fight in Madison Square Garden on pay-per-view. No fighter would turn down that opportunity. So I don't blame Khan for taking that opportunity. You know what I mean? Though, no matter how bad I want to see the Brook fight. No matter how bad I want to see it, man. Hey, homie, I told you Al Heyman is holding up the great fights. You also have to criticize Spence for that, too, because he could have came out with that info. And that's the thing, you know, Al Heyman clearly, I believe the people, I'm thorough. At first, it took some convincing, I will, from people like yourself. But now I think I'm starting to be convinced that PBC, I don't know what is the game plan when it comes to Crawford, but you are out of excuses. And there is no more excuses other than to say what you just said. There's no more excuses. Khan, who fights for Eddie Hearn, who left millions on the table, left the UK, where he could have packed the house out in Fort Kell Brook, deliberately bucked Eddie Hearn's wishes, his own promoter. He bucked Eddie Hearn and say, Eddie, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to go over here and face Crawford. They can do it. I would think over in PBC they can do the same thing. See, my deal is, Al Heyman is not their promoter. He's their manager / advisor. PBC is the brand. They are not signed or locked into any network. The only thing that's preventing them from doing this is that same side of the street bullshit that us boxing fans hate. I want to see them take on Crawford, man. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Wingy Simmons says, all those welterweights are going to be running to 154 because Jaron Ennis is coming for him. Ennis is on the rise. Ennis is on the rise. A lot of people fought the Ennis a couple weeks ago for speaking on Earl Spence Jr. Just same way that Teofimo Lopez is speaking on Lomachenko. That's what he's supposed to do. He's trying to get his name out there and get people talking about him. That's it and that's all. That's it and that's all. Light Lit Up says Khan is a coward. I mean, look, man, Khan went for glory. At the end of the day, Kell Brook has been doing everything that Khan tell him to do anyway. So I guess Khan figured at the end of the day, what did I got to lose? Kell gonna do what the hell I tell him to do. If I tell Kell Brook to wear orange and yellow socks to the fight, Kell gonna be having on some orange and yellow socks. You know what I'm saying? Simple assignment, man. And that's what he figured. And I still think Kell will take that fight. Bushido Boxing, what's up with you? PBC putting business in the way. Yeah, they putting business in the way, man. And you know, and that's why I'm saying, man, Crawford is honestly starting to make them look bad. He's starting to make them look bad. And because you have no excuse on why you're not fighting him when he's calling you out. You know what I mean? And that's the deal I'm saying, man. He's starting to make you look bad. Crawford is making the whole PBC look bad right now, bruh. That's a shame. That's a shame. And you know, the thing I'm really starting to get afraid of, if you look at these welterweights, and a lot of them are breaking down. We say that they're in their primes, but their primes are rapid passing. We see Keith Thurman. He's been held together by a Band-Aid and some duct tape. You know, we see Showtime Sean Porter. He didn't look nearly as stellar as he normally does against Ugas. He's showing signs of slowing down. As for Danny Garcia, you know, though he's off his losses and he says he got a newfound win, let's see. His best years, though, clearly were at 40. These fighters are going to start to slow down. Even in Crawford's case, where he's 31 years old, how long we got to wait? This shit is getting crazy, fight fans. It's getting crazy. Light Lit Up says Heyman is their promoter. He can't look like he is managing and promoting due to monopolizing legal issues, so he simply calls himself an advisor. We know what's up, though. See, the thing is, and I've always talked about this with a lot of the subs here. Years ago when we were here on YouTube, when Al Heyman first was really put the PBC on the map, a lot of us got a hold of a lot of contracts that Al Heyman gets absolutely the last say-so over their fights. That's something a lot of people don't know. These fighters can run around and say, oh, I'm the man and I'm the boss and I move, I want to move. They move how Al Heyman tell them to move. He has these fighters in contracts where he gets the last say-so. Now, the best thing that these fighters can do is get in front of a camera and raise all kind of awareness to the fighters that they want to fight. And I've really thoroughly believed that if any of these fighters get on camera and say, I want Crawford next, right now, Bob, send something over, we'll make it go. We'll make it happen right here, right now. That's the best way to make the fight. And why Jefferson says being a sweater and having the ability to fight from both sides.
Am I the meanest? The prettiest?
Sorry about that. It's something truly special. I agree with you 100%. That is definitely special, homie. Bushido Boxing says facts. Absolutely. Damo Brad, what's up, family? What's going on, homie? We agree as Heyman calls the shots. I couldn't agree with you more. Al Heyman calls the shots. He has these guys in contracts where he gets the last say-so. But these fighters can go to any camera that would listen and raise pressure and push for a Terence Crawford fight, bro. He's making them look bad and he don't even say much. He's making them look bad because of the work he's putting in. Because of the work he's putting in. He's beating these dudes and he's leaving them with no excuses. None whatsoever. So this is the question I have to ask. Who wants Terence Crawford? Who wants him? I mean, you're getting golden. This is a good opportunity when you really think about it. For everybody who's cheerleading about, they're freezing out Terence Crawford. They're going to stay on the PBC side. Yeah, if you cheerleading, you got your pom-poms up. You pom-pom having cheerleader. If that's who you are, then you ain't a boxing fan. You want to see a unification. You want to see Terence Crawford is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter, for crying out loud. Who doesn't want to have the accolade on their resume of saying, I beat the #1 pound-for-pound fighter? That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Renee Box Young says, it seems like there's a big debate in the boxing community. Some say Bob is protecting Bud. Others say I'm protecting Spence. Now, one thing I don't agree with Bob going on in the middle of the ring and saying protect Heyman fights. That's just stupid shit. That's your own personal crap, Bob. And we ain't up in that as boxing fans. Don't be rooting for one side or the other. All my boxing fans, root for the sport of boxing. Don't be rooting up. Don't be a top ranked stooge. Don't be a PBC stooge. Don't be a matchroom stooge. Root for boxing. You don't go against who. If Al Heyman starts to make better fights, then no, Bob, we're not boycotting this fight. You know, we're not doing it. The only way we'll start to boycott fights is when none of y'all want to work together. That's the whole deal. Boxing politics are bullshit. It holds back fights. I agree. We agree. I agree. I hate network. I hate network fans too. We agree. All day. Wengie Simmons says Danny Garcia is not afraid to fight Crawford or Spence, but the money has to be right. But Wengie, we can't be rooting for these fighters to make $10-15 million to go and face Terence Bud Crawford. You know, Danny Garcia wants to be super diva, put his pink and blue suits on, and he wants to be a diva and ask for $10-15 million. That's stupid. That's stupid, dog. Low Blow say showing up. That's my ringtone, fam. But that's stupid. That's stupid, dog. We not gonna be, dog. Danny want a house note. Danny want the whole kit and caboodle to take a chance. That's stupid. And not to mention, Danny ain't in no position to demand nothing like that. Danny has lost 2 elite fights at welterweight. You don't have that option to go to Terence Crawford and say you want $10 million. Them days are over for you, Danny. Until you get out of here, man. The Last Dragon, yeah, man. My shit. What y'all know about that, man? That's the ringtone, man. Yeah, man. Root for boxing, man. Root for boxing, man. Lewis Black says, I'm from the UK, and there's no one out there that can go toe-to-toe with Crawford. But I think Josh Warrington is one of my favorite. They in the same weight class. Josh Warrington is not in the same weight class as Terence Bud Crawford. They let them jump out there in the water. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I don't know, and I know most of us here tonight ain't boxers. But if you got an opportunity to beat the #1 pound-for-pound fighter for a world title, possibly on the biggest sporting platform in the world, where is the downfall in it? Other than Al Heyman putting a call to you saying, don't do that. Don't do it. You are not allowed to do that. You are not allowed to go on camera and say Terence Crawford's name. You are not allowed to do that. And as a fighter, how can you sit back and do that? This is why I told people, man, the one bit of respect that I have for Amir Khan is he moves to his own beat. He did not listen to Eddie Hearn when Eddie Hearn says, no, don't fight Terence Crawford, fight Kell Brook. Amir Khan says, no, I'm going to fight who I want to fight. I'm going to fight who I want to fight. And if you don't get me that fight, guess what? I'll be up out of this contract, because with the fighters signed with these promoters, know this, fight fans. A promoter works for the fighter. They have to give them the best available fights possible. And the second that their fighter perceives that they don't, they can get out of those contracts. This is how Amir Khan left Frank Warren. This is how Kell Brook left Frank Warren. Because Frank Warren was not able to secure the Manny Pacquiao fight for him when Kell Brook was #1 in the WBO. So Kell Brook got the hell out of there and he got with Eddie Hearn. Any fighter can do this. It's sad, man. There's boxing fans and then there's business fans. And I'm hashtag anti-suit. Hashtag anti-suit. This channel is hashtag anti-suit and hashtag pro-boxing at all times. At all times. At all times. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe in a lot of cases, man, a lot of fighters want these fights. They do, but they are not allowed to do them. They're not allowed to do them. Light Lit Up says Danny Garcia just accepted one and I guess you said 2 L's to face a fighter that has no belts. He could have faced Bud for $3 million and a belt and notoriety. Thank you very much. And this is why I'm telling y'all, Danny doesn't have the clout right now. Yes, he has to put them on pay-per-view. So he would have probably got back in money, a shot at the pound-for-pound #1 fighter. On top of that, an opportunity for a title when you have none. Come on, man. It's not making no more sense to me no more. E2 Molden says, let's not get carried away. Fighters are different after knockouts, like Canelo did to Khan or Triple G did to Kell Brook. Yeah, in those cases, though, they both had to come down in weight, too. That's something that you got to throw in there. It's never good for a fighter to go up in weight, then come down in weight. They're usually not the same. So you got to throw that in there, too. It's never good. That means some fighters do come to bounce back after knockouts. There's been a lot of cases throughout boxing history where fighters have bounced back after being knocked out. There's a lot of cases like that. Boxing fan says, never seen someone slip and counter Khan's jab with the overhand right so fast like Crawford did. Exceptional timing, slipping and counter punching with blinding speed. And it makes them scared, boxing fan. That's what they see on the other side. And they say, God damn, we gonna have to deal with that? That's a lot to deal with. Crawford looking sharp, bruh. Crawford is looking every bit like a #1 pound-for-pound fighter. That's the crazy part about it. He is looking every bit of a #1 pound-for-pound fighter. Until someone step in there and show me why this man shouldn't be called the #1 pound-for-pound. He is looking exactly like the #1 pound-for-pound is supposed to look. Khan got outboxed and then quit knowing that he was on the way to getting stretched. Absolutely. I'd have gave it 2 more rounds. Crawford was closing the gap. The timing was getting much better. I would have gave it 2 more rounds. You know what I'm saying? All the suits. We pro boxing. You know what I'm saying? We pro boxing. Terrence Spence. I like that name, homie. Bro, I think Crawford is the best. But after last night, I feel like that TKO was bullshit. Man, you know, look, it clearly is evidently clear, like the word that's going around. Amir Khan not only has a glass chin, but he has a glass thigh. You know what I'm saying? My thing is Khan quit. The TKO, he quit. Even when I've now seen several playbacks of the low blow. That thing landed right on the hip, right on that thigh, homie. He quit. And I can't fault Terrence Crawford because a man quit. You know, you may say, oh, the fight should have been called off an illegal punch. Bro, he quit. He quit. He ain't want no more, man. Did you see the man face after the fight? The man looked like he'd been through World War V. Dog, he was beat down. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't want no more, bro. I think he quit. You know, he knew, and he didn't want to get stretched. And most importantly, if he has any chance of possibly still getting people on board for the Kell Brook fight, it's him not getting stretched. I'm telling you, man. He had 5 minutes to recover. 5 minutes, and the man took 45 seconds to recover. He had 5. He didn't even attempt to recover. He didn't even attempt to recover. I'm not buying it, fight fans. Thompson says, Bud did not make Khan quit, but that was Bud's fault, too. He did punch him in his balls, though. Not everybody can recover from a meat shot. Trust me. Look, I understand. We had this debate last night on last night's live stream. You know, a lot of them, you wear a cup underneath your shorts. That's first and foremost. Second is, I don't believe that was a straight to the nut shot. Now, after watching it back to back, it wasn't a straight to the nut shot. I know what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. A shot to the nuts ain't nothing to play with, Slim. You can feel that shit all the way up to through your stomach, all the way up to your throat. You know, it's not a shot that you play with. But I truly believe that shot hit more so on the inside on the thigh. You know, on the thigh, bruh. What is he got, a glass thigh? And I mean, look, could he have at least attempted to recover? Could he have at least attempted to recover? When they, you know what I mean? I ain't see him limping. I ain't see him holding nothing. He was A-okay to me. You know, seeing that Crawford cannot do in the ring. He can counterpunch. You know, he can box. He can brawl. You know, he can bully you. He can do it all. Nah, inside the thigh. Me too. Yeah, man, look, glass thigh, bro. Man got a glass thigh. That's what he got. He got a glass thigh. He is glass thigh Khan. You can't create students to have a common opponent. The truth be told, man, this right up Kell Brook's alley, man. Y'all see, I don't know if y'all see the video floating around on YouTube where Terrence Crawford's sister ran up on Kell Brook and said, you this and you that, and you ain't ready and you ain't that. Kell looked like he threw a couple of them back too, man. But, Kell been stepping over here to America, man, trying to get a fight. That's one. Look, we can say what we want about Kell, but I remember Kell came and walked up on Spence like, "Yo, what's up with a rematch? We can do it at 152." Spence told him to get a belt. Kell now pulls up on Crawford at the Crawford fight, like, "Yo, he want Crawford. He wants the winner." Respect to Kell Brook, man. Respect to Kell. He's trying to get that fight. Light Lit Up says Khan was pushing Bud's neck down while Bud was punching. It was an unintentional low blow by happenstance, and everyone who was honest knows it. Absolutely. See, people are saying that as if the dude did it on purpose. He didn't do it on purpose. Ain't nobody on here gonna convince me that Terrence Crawford hit Amir Khan low like that on purpose. Game. Headbutts, low blows, they're all part of the fight game. There's a reason that the ref did not take any points or anything, because he knew that wasn't intentional, man. Come on, man. There was no home cooking involved, man. And that door swung open. Yeah, he did, man. Hey, yo, he answered Virgil quick, fast, and in a hurry. Virgil, like, you want to go? Continue. No, that's it. Like, didn't even give himself a chance to recover. Get out of here, man. He's been knocked out too many times, and he didn't want to get knocked out. He didn't want to get knocked out, man. He didn't want to, when you get knocked out, you lose something every time you get knocked out. I don't know if anybody that are fighters in this stream tonight, man, but you lose something when you get knocked out. Hit the like button for me, fam. Whether you're sliding through and showing love, or just you rocking with me from here on out. Hit the like button. That's raise some awareness. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it takes a lot out of you to be knocked out. And Khan has been knocked out a couple times now, and maybe that could have been the case. Maybe he felt it coming. Bud was closing the gap too often. He started to lay that body work. Khan's punches were getting sloppier and sloppier. His accuracy was getting worse and worse. It was a matter of time. We seen the waves in that water getting bigger and bigger, and we seen the climax coming, man. It was coming. Baseball players standing in the hitter's box get hit with 90 miles per hour pitches all the time and still come back and stand in the box. Khan quit. I feel that, NY. And look, and they don't even take 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? They don't even take 5 minutes. Khan was looking for an exit, and he found one. Now he's got to live. He's got to live with this. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's content. Maybe if he knew he was losing the fight or going to lose or going to be knocked out, he's a fighter, and so he did what he had to do. You did. He did what he had to do. I would never took the fight if I was going to quit. I was going to quit. Nah, look, if him and Kell Brook fight, I hate to say this, but it's the truth. If him and Kell Brook fight, it's going to be battle of the quitters. It's going to be battle of the quitters, dog. And that's what everybody going to be saying. That's going to be a hashtag, like the quitters row. You know what I mean? The losers bracket, the quitters bracket. Y'all going to be calling them quitters. And it's going to be a terrible thing to have over top of that fight, homie. World McCray, what's up, homie? What's up, fam? What's going on with you, man? Renee Box Young says, do you think that Khan will retire soon, man? I think he does. I mean, unless he just want to go out and go out as a winner and doesn't want to go out with this type of performance, the only thing that's big left for Khan on the table is a fight with well, Khan still has a fan base. Ooh, people are still paying to see Khan fight. Maybe somebody will step in there with him and try to give him a shot for the payday. But at the end of the day, these PBC fighters, these PBC welterweights are in a position where they can't fight nobody else. They can't fight nobody else without the public rising up and causing all kinds of hell for them, bruh. And that rightfully so. They can't fight nobody else. We gave them a whole first half of this year. Here we are now about to go into the summertime. They all have had tune-up fights or whatever you want to call it. It's time for them to either fight each other or fight Terrence Crawford. No excuses. None whatsoever. Kell Brook got his face broke. He didn't quit. Yeah, well, he got his face broke, but he still took the knee. You know what I mean? That's considered a quit. I mean, look, I understand the reason why he didn't want to go blind. He just came fresh off getting one half of his face broken. He didn't want to get the other half broke. I get it. I totally understand 100% why he did it, but the fact is that he did do it. And this is, hey, look, take in mind, you're talking to a huge Kell Brook fan right here. Huge Kell Brook fan. Boxing fan, it was all because, oh, hold on. I want to see this. This whole situation is horrible for the sport. World McCray. Bandwagon jumpers saying it was a low blow and Khan was robbed are crazy. But that was an honest mistake. Khan quit and tried to blame it on Virgil. Yeah, man. You know, Virgil stayed quiet through it, man. Respect the Virgil Hunter, man. He didn't throw his guy under the bus. You know what I'm saying? He stayed quiet. He just like, yo, if you got to put it on me, put it on me. Everything that I've seen, Virgil has been pretty much tight-lipped about the situation, as a trainer should. You know what I mean? Even if it ain't his fault, you know, that's his fighter. He cares for Khan a lot. And like and Andre Ward was saying it throughout the fight, yo, it's just a matter of time before Virgil gonna throw this towel. Virgil is a strong enough figure where he would just take it, you know what I mean, and move on. And move on. We still got a lot of respect for Virgil Hunter. Anthony M says, Bud, it's sorry if I'm skipping over y'all over y'all chats, over y'all comments, man. I'm just kind of breezing through because they're coming in pretty fast, you know. Bud is the best at 147 when it comes to turning a fighter in the ring. People don't understand how much that opens up and opportunities for him, and he can hit from any angle. Yes, that's what makes him so deadly. That's another tool in Bud's toolbox. And this is why, you know, when people say that Earl come body puncher, Bud reset Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? Bud has the tools. I don't know if he has more strength than Earl Spence Jr. He probably don't, but he has the tools to tame. He's a matador. If he has to, the thing that was making Kell Brooks so successful against Earl Spence was the fact that he was pull countering and then coming back over Earl Spence Jr.'s jab. Bud has that ability. He has that ability, and then some. But this is an interesting fight, man. This is an interesting fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go well on record with this, man. But I think Bud beats Danny, man. I think he beats Danny. I think Danny knows it, and I think he really beats. This is why he has money to go against Bud. I think Bud, honestly, if I can say for sure, out of all of the welterweights over on the PBC side, who that he has the best chance of beating, I believe it's Danny Garcia. Because Bud will put so many looks on Danny Garcia, where Danny Garcia will be in the freaking twilight zone. He will be in the mixing bowl. He ain't gonna know boxing. And Danny is the type of dude that needs to adjust to what you're doing. But if Bud is giving him so many looks, he's being aggressive 1 second. He's going southpaw the next minute. The next second he's fighting you from angles. Danny is going to be lost in the fucking sauce trying to throw those left hooks and can't time them properly because his timing is going to be thrown off. Bud is that dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Bud is that dangerous. Renee Box Young says, I sense that Spence versus Bud will be until around 2021. That's too long. That's too damn long, fam. That's too damn long. We're not going to do that. That's too damn long for any of those dudes over there to fight him. Who is he going to fight the 2021 that makes it okay for him to duck Bud? That makes him okay for him to not fight the #1 pound for pound fighter that's in your weight class, that's calling you out? Who are you going to fight? Even if he decides to face Sean Porter and Keith Thurman, that still shouldn't last him to no damn 2021. Fuck, no, we're not going for that, bro. Spence and Bud will be late 2020, I think. If I had to guesstimate, I'd say that Spence and Bud should be early 2020, but I'm with y'all. I could say late 2020 at the latest. Late 2020 at the latest. That's only if Keith Thurman or in Showtime Sean Porter actually step up, but late 2020 at the latest. Roy McCray says, what happened to that email Al supposedly sent PBC fighters that everyone is supposed to be fighting everyone? Happened. Great question, World McCray. I think that shit went out of the window when he signed deals with 2 networks. Now he got to fill a lot of dates. He's not going to put these dudes against each other when he got so many dates to fill. That's the only thing that I can think of. You know what I mean? But I'm with you. What happened to that email? You know, there's some rumblings. I have nothing official, but I'm hearing whispers. People have been hitting me up. I've been talking to a couple people, and they told me there's a lot of talks of Sergey Lipinets getting in the mix of these welterweights. And this is why I'm specifically saying Sergey Lipinets' name. I don't want to see ride hard if Sergey Lipinets gets in the middle of a Porter and Spence or gets in the middle of a Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman without them pivoting to turns Bud Crawford. I'm sorry. Hey, we got a fucking spammer up in here, man. I got to give more of y'all some blue suits, man, because lately we've been getting too many spammers walking through here, and I'm not feeling that. You know what I'm saying? Not feeling that at all. So we accidentally pressed. My bad, fight fans. I tried to kick that guy up out of here, but I end up accidentally pressing this damn spam link. You know. That's on me. Let's wait till the stream kind of catch back up. All right, we back. Sorry about that, fight. out of here and hit the wrong damn thing on the screen right there, man. These spammers, they coming from everywhere, man. God damn, they see the thing picking up some steam and they come from out of the woodworks on us, man. I will be initiating more suits on here, man, because I need some of y'all to kick these cats up out of here for me, man, for real. When I get back on the mic, that's the first thing that I'm doing. Bud like Sang Sung in Mortal Kombat, shape shifting left and right. Low blow champ, what's up, Holmes? Yeah, man, he does too many things. He does too many things. And a lot of those cats over there, and that's why I say Danny Garcia, he would be the one that would not be able to adjust to that. Keith Thurman, maybe Earl Spence Jr. will have an easier time doing so, but he will not be the one to do it. Terrence Spence, damn, I love that name. Lipinets beats Porter by close decision, gets beat by Garcia and KO, and Lipinets beat Thurman. Lipinets don't beat no Thurman. You smoking on that one, family. Lipinets don't beat no Keith Thurman. No way. No way. No way. I don't think Lipinets beat any of them, truth be told. I think Lipinets only got Lamont Peterson, but nah, Lipinets ain't beating none of them. Sorry. Nah, I don't see Lipinets. He caught Lamont Peterson on the last fight of his career, and that brought Lipinets back to prominence. Nah, bro, light lit up. I'm with you, family. He ain't beating not one top welterweight, in my opinion. Not one. Low blow champ says Lipinets get hit too easy. Easy work, bro. Easy work. Easy work. You know what I'm saying? Easy work. That's what I'm saying, man. And that's why I don't want to see any of the PBC fighters step in there with no freaking Sergey Lipinets. I need to be seeing these cats step in there with Terrence Crawford or each other. That's the only way they getting a pass from main man, made man. If they not fighting each other, they need to be facing Terrence Crawford. I don't like the fact that they treat this dude like he's not right there, man. They treat this cat like he don't exist. Terrence putting work in, man. His last 3 victories are better than possibly Earl Spence's last 3 victories. Are you, man, come on, man. Out of here, man. I'm not buying it, bro. I'm not buying it. Renee Box Young says that's kind of why I think Bud versus Spence will be until 2021. Lipinets may fight Porter versus Spence. Then maybe Pac versus Spence. Then finally Spence and Bud. And I must, you know, as long as they fighting each other, it's the only way coverage can be for me. You know what I mean? That's the only way. I'm starting to see on that side of the tracks that the only person who totally has control of his own career, the only one is Manny Pacquiao. The rest of them, no sir, I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know what they're trying to milk it for more profit. Nah, bro. You can't milk this for more profit because it's at an all-time high right now. And, you know, and some of these dudes are going to lose. Some of these dudes are going to lose. Hit the like button for me, man. Who up in here? Hit the like button for me if you ain't already hit it. Some of these cats are going to lose, and it's going to take the luster off the fight. Terrence Crawford is right there, man. I just don't understand it. We're going to end up getting a Terrence Crawford versus Aegis Kalvalauskas, and people are going to be ranking, oh, why is Terrence Crawford fighting this guy? Oh, Bob Arum, he can't fight nobody. He needs to leave Bob Arum. He needs to leave Bob Arum. Why? Look, Bob is telling you he's willing to do business to make the fight. A one-off fight. Oh, look, I told y'all weeks ago, it takes 2 to tango. Somebody from the PBC side got to put up the money. That's what it's all about. When you doing co-promotional deals, you know, of course you got a lead promoter and you got the other promoter, and it's telling you here's put up the money. I mean, come on, man. I mean, look, I understand the dude is a liar, but yo, his comments are public. Call him on his bluff. Somebody call him on his bluff. That's all we saying. If you think that Bob Arum is lying, then call him on his bluff. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's not too much to ask. Like Lit Up says, I think Bud and Spence will be sometime next year. PBC needs to stop playing games. Stalling tactics, bro. Stalling tactics, man. Doesn't really matter. What's up, homie? Bud do not exist. PBC fighters, PBC forced to fight each other, including Pac. I don't know if Pac is, dog. Pacquiao one to me, I think, got the leeway that he has. Pacquiao still a humongous draw, possibly still the biggest draw on the PBC welterweight side. I think Pacquiao still has more say-so on what he does. The only thing he doesn't have say-so over is the fact that he wants to fight Floyd Mayweather. But don't get it twisted. If Pac goes to Al and say, Al, I need Earl Spence. Al, I need Danny Garcia. Al, I need Keith Thurman. It all happens. Pac can fight anybody he wants. As for these dudes, they are being told, like, yo, you know, you gonna fight this person. Here's your short list. Pick somebody off this list. And Terrence Crawford's name is not on the list. PBC have to fill them dates, y'all. I'm telling you, they gotta fill them dates. Ronnie Boy Fresh in the building. What's up, homie? Hey, Slim, it was electric in Madison Square Garden. Ronnie Boy Fresh went to the fight. It turned up. Yo, what was the reaction after the stoppage, Ronnie Boy Fresh? Was it a lot of boos going on? Because it was kind of hard to hear the audio, you know, the major impact of the audio. How did everybody, were they lost in the building? Like, how did they feel in the building when they called it off? Like, when they DQ, TKO, or when Khan quit? How did they? Oh, it was Boo Birds. Oh, okay. Okay, I see that. Orlando Finney in the building. What's up, family? What's good, homie? What's good with you, man? What's goody with you, man? Will McCray says, no one can say Spence has not been officially called out now. Aaron put PBC on public notice in front of the masses. Good play. Al got to do something. Spence looking bad otherwise. And, you know, this is from a fighter in Bud Crawford that really calls out fighters. He not only did it in front of the masses, he went to the post-fight, the press conference, and called out Spence again. This is rare for Terrence Bud Crawford. This is rare. All day, Orlando. Yeah, you know we coolin'. But this is rare for him, bro. So look, man, my deal is, look, Earl need to take this thing seriously. He need to take it extremely seriously. He need to say, okay, look, send something. Send something. All I keep hearing them say is call Al, call Al. Then I hear Bob Arum saying, well, Al ain't picking up the phone. So now he's like, look, I'm talking to you, Earl. You say you're your own boss. You're your own promoter. You do whatever you want to do. So we talking to you now. Call Al, call Al, call Al. And it's just confusing as hell, bro. It just drives you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Ronnie Boy Fresh says, I see Spence Jr. didn't get his permission slip signed to do that pull-up. Nah, I mean, we heard some talks earlier on that Spence was going to be at the fight. I guess he says, nah, I think, you know, I guess Al Heyman must have put that call and say, no, keep your ass home. Keep your ass home. Don't go to that fight. We going to tell you who to fight, when to fight. We'll tell you when to leave the house. Matter of fact, what you eating for dinner tonight. All right, I'm going to tell you what you eating for dinner tonight. I don't know, man. Aram's still fooling idiots. His life job is to see Heyman at the end of a rope. Doesn't really matter. That may be the case. That may be the case. He may be bluffing and he may be lying. But we won't know unless somebody called the fucking bluff. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, man. How are we supposed to know that he is lying if no one will honestly call him up? Spence versus Thurman, how quickly things have changed. You know, my thing is that Thurman ain't doing what Bud is doing. But I would love to see Spence versus Thurman, but Thurman ain't moving in the way where he wants Spence. They on the same side of the street, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, Bud is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. He has name recognition at the welterweight division. He is a world champion, and he's calling out Spence. Thurman never called out Spence. You know what I mean? Thurman played it like, we'll make that fight. That fight's gonna come. It's gonna come. Just keep doing what you're doing. This is the dude that's honestly calling his name and saying, I want you next. There ain't no reason the fight ain't being made. We both in our primes. We both are coming off good victories. We both are coming off pay-per-view. It's no reason, bruh. It's no reason. That's all I'm saying. I want to see the best fight, the best period, all day. And, Ronnie Boy Fresh, and to everybody on here, and to the last person who just said, make gunning for Earl Spence Jr. I'm talking about the entire PBC welterweight. All of them. This is not a just Earl Spence thing. If Keith want to step up, if Danny want to step up, if Sean want to step up, any of them can step up and get it. It ain't an Earl Spence thing. I'm talking about the fighter that has nothing to do, like Danny Garcia. Bro, you don't have clearly your next fight ain't going to be a championship fight. Your next fight is going to be against whatever is left, or you trying to figure it out. Terrence is right there. It's right there. Look, I wouldn't even be banging on this drum because I'm fully aware of boxing politics. I would not even be banging on this drum if they were obligated to networks. I would say, well, they have network obligations. They can't make those type moves. But we clearly know that they don't have those obligations. The fight has to happen, man. Somebody. Orlando says Danny Garcia should step up and fight Spence. Dude, that is the #1. I mean, the reason we say Earl Spence Jr. is because of these two meeting up, and they're the hottest names at welterweight right now. As for Danny's case, he has the history with Terrence Crawford. They're splitting 1-1 in the amateurs. They're 1-1 in the amateurs. Not to mention Danny Garcia is shitted on Terrence Crawford's whole 140 run, saying that he was undisputed. I could have been undisputed if I'd have fought who he fought. Oh yeah, the only reason he was undisputed is because I didn't get this. I didn't get the IBF belt. All of this type talk, but you not stepping in the ring with them, cousin. They coming to you, sending you offers. Got to go through your daddy, and you acting like, I don't know nothing about it. Slim, they running in cherry milkshake shop. A cherry milkshake shop, bro. Yo, man, I'm gonna tell you, Ronnie Boy Fresh. They get cover from me if they fight each other, and I'm gonna stick to that. If they fight each other, then you won't hear no complaints from me. You won't hear no complaints. I would say, well, why would they fight Bud when they clearly this is an easier fight for them each other to make? But if they're not fighting each other, then we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. Dallas, we got a problem. If they're not fighting each other, we got a problem. If Sergey Lipinets gets any of these fights, we got a problem. If Omar Figueroa steps in and fights one of these cats, we got a problem. But if Sean is fighting Earl, if Danny is fighting Keith, if Keith is fighting Manny, I'm good with it. I'm good with it, and I totally understand. And each person gets different answers to the same questions, except for he wants Al to kiss his ass. And Bob ain't doing himself no favors by keep just telling people to boycott Al Heyman's fights and telling people to and Bob is talking that bullshit. But like I told you before, I'm hashtag anti-suit. I don't give a damn about any of them. Bob, Al, any of them. Eddie, none of them. I'm talking about the fight. You know what I mean? The fighters need to get on TV and say what they want to do. The fighters need to get on TV and raise pressure for their fights. Fighters like Caleb Plant, for example. Shout out to Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant got on TV and told you exactly who he wants to fight. I want David Benavidez. Period. And so guess what? Inroads are started being made that Caleb Plant eventually will fight David Benavidez. Period. That's why I say I don't fault Teofimo Lopez for what he's doing. If Teofimo Lopez keep raising the pressure in public, eventually Bob will have to make that damn fight. That's the way it goes in boxing. Yeah, I'm gonna do what you say, but the number one way to put pressure on who you want to fight is you go to a camera and you let the public know, and people like myself will turn up for you. You know what I'm saying? Last of a Dime Breeze says, bro, you need to explain pound for pound for these guys. Think if you knock someone out, you pound for pound. Dude last night asked why no heavyweights are on the list. Yikes. Oh my God. Anyone who asks why no heavyweights are on the pound for pound list, look, I ain't going to sit here and call you a name. I'm just going to say, look, pound for pound lists are not made for heavyweight boxers. This is why you didn't, if anybody that says they got an Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury on their pound for pound list, they don't know what they're talking about. Pound for pound lists were made for smaller fighters. What would a bantamweight look like at heavyweight? Could this bantamweight compete at heavyweight? That's the general criteria for pound rankings. When we look at a Terrence Bud Crawford, we say he's been through 3 weight classes and he's been undisputed at 1. If Terrence Bud Crawford was a heavyweight fighter, he would be a dominant heavyweight fighter, because that's the way you judge pound for pound, not by knockouts and things of that nature. It's if they were a heavyweight. Always go back to that. Spence put his foot in his mouth when he said he'd rather take fights than to fight Bud. Warren McCray, a lot of people, when he said, I know that easy road talk. A lot of people always say when he said easy road, and I always give him the benefit of the doubt with that, and I'm being fair with that. I think when he meant by easy road, not as far as competition, he meant easy road as far as meaning easier way to make a fight happen. And hell, we all on the same networks, we all fight for Al. We all can just make a call to Al and say we want to fight. It's an easier road, as opposed to Showtime has to do business with ESPN. Who's going to promote? Who's going to be the lead promoter? Who's going to get this money? Who's going to put up this much in licensing fees when you're doing that cross promotion? And that's a harder road to make a fight. You know what I mean? I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt when I say I don't think he meant competition. You know what I'm saying? Heavyweights has never been included in pound for pound. Absolutely not. Heavyweights are not included in pound for pound. None whatsoever. Now some people like to say, oh, this is my favorite fighter, and my favorite fighter, like when I seen Max Kellerman say, if you look at the ESPN pound for pound rankings, they're laughable. You know what I'm saying? Because he got Earl Spence Jr. as number 4. Okay, when he has 1 belt and he hasn't beat any of the top welterweights, and he also have Gennady Golovkin as number 5 when Gennady Golovkin is coming off a freaking loss. That makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So if we're going to do the pound for pound rankings, you got to go through the flyweights. You got to look at the bantam weights. You got to look at the lightweights. You got to look at everybody and who is dominating. Who is dominating and beating the best competition in rapid succession. That's how you put your pound for pound list up. Not because they're your favorite fighter or they gave you the best knockout of the year. That's not how you judge pound for pound rankings. Caleb Plant is a real dog, no doubt. All day, all day, all day. George Costanza, what's up, family? What's going on with you, man? You know we doing the Sunday night episode of We Talking Boxing. For everybody who's joining in with me, man, just know we do this every Sunday and every Wednesday night. We do We Talking Boxing, you know what I'm saying? And we dig into the sport from a real deal perspective, man. Real talk. Who was better pound for pound, Roy Jones or James Toney? I'd say Roy Jones. I say Roy Jones, and it'll be a long conversation we'll have. Maybe we'll do that on another video, but I'd say Roy Jones for many different reasons. Roy Jones Jr., Ronnie Boy Fresh, Roy, yeah, I'd say Roy Jones as well. Roy Jones is heavyweight and became a world champion, and the way he did it, the succession of fighters that he fought to do it, it was beautiful. Roy never ran from no one. His resume is stellar, you know what I mean? In his prime, he was the most untouchable fighter on the planet, you know what I'm saying? Shit, he's the only one I seen even fighting in the style that he fights in. Remember that chicken style, like he fought like a chicken. He said he got it from watching chickens fight. You know what I'm saying? Sheesh. What a fighter. What a fighter. What a fighter. Crawford, Canelo, Usyk, Hurd, and Loma. Crawford, I can't even argue with none of that. I can't argue with none of that. Shakur be pound for pound in 2 to 3. Shakur is the absolute best up-and-coming fighter, in my opinion. I truly believe that he will be the one when the smoke clears. He will be the top dog out of everybody. Out of everybody. Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Javante Tank Davis. And I like Tank because he's from my area, the DMV. But at the end of the day, I see Shakur looking like the most complete fighter. I was very impressed with his poise last night. I was very impressed with his patience. I was very impressed with his ability to stand on the outside of punches and put together those 3-4 punch combinations to know when to hit downstairs to the body. I was very impressed. Everyone said that was supposed to be his big step-up fight. Couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. I sure as hell couldn't tell. Superstar Stevenson all day. I'm betting on that cat. I'm betting on that cat. I think he's going to be the one when it's all said and done. Sugar Ray Robinson, Pound for Pound, is an old documentary, and it shows the pound for pound meaning. Yeah, word of the day. Check it out. Yeah, check out what my man Word of the Day said all day. He made easy work of Diaz. I agree, Ronnie Boy Fresh. Easy work. And they talking about that was supposed to be a step-up fight. Step up the way. Man, he made easy work of that cat. Some people said, oh, little boom. Man, that was a master class of boxing, son. That dude Diaz could not in any way without getting to the inside, without eating 3-piece combinations. It was a beautiful deal. It was a beautiful deal. Y'all, I'm going to get ready to shut this down, but I just want to say before point. Turnbull Crawford has given these fighters at welterweight absolutely zero excuses. There are no more excuses. You can't use his resume for nobody. You cannot say that this dude is not. We're going to see what the pay-per-view numbers look like, but if they come out to be good, you won't be able to say he's not a draw. I heard Madison Square Garden was packed to the rooftop. You know what I'm saying? Look, calling name world champion, there will be absolute 15,000 in the building. Yeah, Ronnie Boy Fresh. There will be no excuses. If these PBC welterweights do not fight one another, but if we do not see these PBC welterweights start to fight either each other or Terrence Crawford, I don't want to hear nothing about polish shit. I don't want to hear nothing about politics. Bob Arum, he's making a call. If they think he's lying, if you say he's a snake, call his bluff. Let the public see the bluff. That's all I'm saying. But other than that, there's no more excuses. So the question that I'm going to leave y'all with, who the fuck wants Terrence Bud Crawford? Much love to everybody that rock with me tonight. We talking boxing. You know, much love to everybody that showed up, to all my fam. Everybody, if you're not fam and you want to join up with us, join up with us. Hit the subscribe button, man, all day. If you ain't hit the like button for me on the way in, hit it on the way out. Much love to each and every one of y'all. Earthlings is the documentary. Okay, is that the name of the documentary? All right, okay, cool. Salute to everybody that stopped through the night, man. with me on Wednesday, man. We'll do another episode of We Talking Boxing. We got a lot of good fights to talk about on the horizon. We got the Canelo fight on the horizon. We got my main man. I will be in the building. Hope to see some of y'all there at the Jerry Swift Hurd versus Julian J. Rock Williams fight. I will be there, man, all day. All day. I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for showing up for me, man, all day. What's up with Big Baby Miller? Big Baby Miller right now is somewhere probably with a pillow in his hand strangling it to death. You know what I'm saying? Big Baby Miller right now is probably sitting back wondering why his balls are the size of M&Ms right now. Big Baby Miller is probably in a nut house with a straitjacket on, bouncing off the walls. I don't know what Big Baby Miller at. He's a mutant, cousin. He gets no more play on this channel. I'm sorry to answer that question. You know what I'm saying? Talk, man. Much love to each and every one of y'all. To the next video. Peace out.